Well, welcome everyone. We've got a lovely evening ahead of us when we're going to do our monthly Zoom hub. We're going to look at the most amazing offers. We're going to learn how to make beautiful natural perfumes and more. So, first, we're going to look at doTERRA's amazing offers of the month. And there are some really exceptional ones this month and some of my absolute favorites. So, we've got our free product of the month, which is the Aromatouch. And this is a limited time offer. So if you are on a loyalty rewards program and you're going to do 125 PV before the 15th, then you're going to get this beautiful oil. And then we've got 10% off the doTERRA After Sun body spray. We've got the series Escape series, which is brand new to Europe. It just came out on the 1st of this month, so this is really exciting. And then we've got the beautiful tinted lip gloss, which is my absolute favorite. So the Aromatouch. So imagine we've done our 125 PV before the 15th and we've got our Aromatouch. What we're going to do with it? Well, this is an oil of relaxation. It's an oil with cypress, peppermint, marjoram, basil, grapefruit, and lavender. It's great if we've had a really busy day and we just perhaps want to do ourselves a hand massage. Perhaps we've been at our computer all day or our neck and shoulders. It could be that we want to, I don't know, where our feet are aching, so we're going to pop some fractionated coconut oil with it and massage our feet. It's just a really lovely, calming, relaxing oil. Also, one lovely in the diffuser. So if we're feeling a little bit of tension, and we want to use it, um, then this is a lovely one. So then the next one is the After Sun. I actually used this all last year. It is absolutely beautiful. It has hyaluronic acid in, aloe vera, green tea, vitamin E, a plethora of beautiful oils such as sandalwood, helichrysum, blue tansy, frankincense. And for many of us who use oils already, we will know some of these oils are the most expensive oils doTERRA do, and they're all in this beautiful after sun. So I know at the moment we've had some lovely sunny days. I have had skin cancer numerous times, so I have to use like a really good sun cream on a daily basis. This is just a really beautiful one for hydration, rejuvenating our skin. It's super gentle. Also, if we're using it abroad, it's coral reef safe and vegan friendly. And then we've got my most favorite lip gloss of all time. And this is ultra hydrating, beautifully moisturizing, um, long lasting, glossy sheen, and it has beautiful oils in such as clove, Japanese mint, wild orange, ginger. It's also got jojoba esters in and sunflower seeds. So just in, I don't know, I'm wearing it today and I wore it yesterday, just incredibly moisturizing and just a beautiful one. And I actually love the packaging. And wholesale is about £14 something, and it will last months. So I think it's such a great offer. And then we've got the Series Escape um, trio. And so we've got a Vineyard Escape. And this has some beautiful oils in such as cedarwood, grapefruit, bergamot. It's got seaweed extract. So if we love the seaside, then this is a beautiful one in the diffuser, a lovely one with Epsom salts in our bath. Obviously, like many oils, there are numerous ways to use it. And then we've got the Vineyard Escape, which has copaiba, cedarwood, black pepper, wild orange, lots of lovely things in there. Um, and obviously, once again, a lovely one for our diffuser, a lovely one for the bath. And the one I really like is the Amazon Escape. It smells absolutely. So this is a rainforest blend, and it smells absolutely beautiful. I have to say, it's got vetiver in, helichrysum. So we know helichrysum is the most beautiful oil, and it's got that in with lime and eucalyptus cedarwood. I actually thought this would make a really lovely one in the diffuser, certainly when we just need uplift and we need tranquility and kind of grounding. And obviously, they all come in the 15 ml bottle, so you're going to get 250 drops. They're going to last for ages. So that is certainly a lovely one to check out in the month of April. And then that is the offers of the month. So my favorite out of all of them, I have to say, the lipstick I used all last year and all are lovely, but the After Sun I use every year. Beautiful.
Lovely. Thank you, Deborah, for that little journey on the offers. And we're looking forward to Emma really deep diving into Aromatouch and the benefits for us. So now we're going to look at Purefume making. I don't know if you've ever made your own perfume before, but the benefits of making your own perfume, if you don't already know, are instead of using perfume that you buy from the store, you're not going to get anything that's sort of synthetic. We know that that can have an effect when we spray it on our skin. It can affect our hormones, and we've got xenoestrogens and other chemicals in there that can really knock our hormones off balance. So if we want to low tox our body, a Purefume would really be a great addition to whatever we're doing with regards to what we're putting on our skin. So a Purefume is just an added thing to add to your already low tox in your house, your home, your skincare. So I thought I would share that. We've recently been to doTERRA's head office, and we had a bit of a Purefume making workshop from one of the experts there. So I just wanted to share what I'd learned, what we'd all learned about the different scents and the different notes. And it's a great thing that you could do with your children, teenagers, girls. Teenage girls would love this, or just getting some friends together and maybe gathering a few of the notes together. Maybe this is what they did. They had a big table. They had a pile of all the top notes, and then another corner for the middle heart notes, and then another corner for the base notes, so we could pick a couple of each and make our own blends. Obviously, our scents are very unique and what we like, so it's really good to have a few to go at. So let me start with the, yeah, let's go with this page. Okay, but first of all, let's have a look at a bit about the perfume industry and some of the top perfumes that are famous in history. We've got Chanel #5, and it's interesting to know what's in here, so then we can recreate it ourselves, because many of us have many of these in. Some of these are not essential oils, some you'll find are just scents that the perfume industry have made from the various things. For example, I didn't know that musk actually comes from a musk, the animal musk. So we've got in here, we've got bergamot, lemon, that's the top notes. We've got jasmine, rose, Irish, ylang ylang as a heart note, the middle note, and then base note, sandalwood, vetiver, vanilla. So most of us have all these in, and we could make our own. Chanel #5, Purefume. I'll share these slides at the end. So, you know, I can see Marion writing really fast. Marilyn Monroe. No, it's fine. It's fine. And then we've got for the male, I know my son loves anything by Tom Ford. So Black Orchid is jasmine, ylang ylang, bergamot, spices. We've got black pepper, cloves, cinnamon, and then we've got patchouli, vanilla, balsam, sandalwood. Just sounds amazing, doesn't it? And obviously the perfume industry don't use pure essential oils. They have synthetically created. Some may, but in general, they're all created in a lab. So imagine how pure we're going to get the best. And then the last one, just pick the Dior one, J'adore with more citrusy, rose, jasmine, and then musk, sandalwood, vanilla. So you're getting the idea of top notes, middle notes, and base notes. But to give you more of an idea of when we're creating it, so the top note, so when you sort of open a blend of essential oil or even a perfume, you smell the thing that you smell the first is the light top note, and they're often quite refreshing and they evaporate quickly. You know, sometimes if it's a citrusy note or something, it's like, oh, instant, but then it's gone very quickly. And that's why you do need a good mix. So we've got the middle notes, these are the core of the fragrance, and these start to emerge when the top notes have evaporated. They tend to be balanced and longer lasting. And then finally, the base notes, these are the foundations of the fragrance. They linger a long time an example of this is Shinrin Yoku, the blend. If you smell that, an hour or two later, you're smelling something completely different. It's amazing because of the base notes under there. So just to give you an idea of what in each of those three, then you can start to think, what could I make myself? So as an idea, your top notes could be citrusy, and some herbs as well. Middle notes could be grasses, some fruits, spices, and flower. And then woody and balsam provides you with the base notes. That really that long lasting fragrance. We know, I think there is a perfume called vetiver, isn't there? Obviously vetiver is a key one in the perfume industry. It gives you that low sort of rooty smell that people love. So they are the notes. So for an example, top notes, you can combine things like the citrus oils, orange, grapefruit, lime, bergamot, some of the herby oils, eucalyptus, basil, rosemary. Again, you can pick a couple of these as top notes and a couple of, you don't have to just pick one of each and three. You could pick a few. I know husband John, he put cardamom in with the citrus. It was beautiful. So if you're going for more of a manly fragrance, you maybe want to go with like a black pepper, cardamom, ginger. Yeah, so they're your top notes there as an example. Then the middle notes, things like clary sage or a spice, or a floral, or a couple, or one of each. And then the base notes, we want to look at them sort of really earthy notes: sandalwood, cedarwood, vetiver, even patchouli, frankincense, myrrh. And then you've got other ones that are not always available as an essential oil. There may be another fragrance. So yeah, but we do have vanilla, so that's good to know. So they're your different notes. And just as a guide, say we've got a 10 ml roller here. And I'll go through about the rollers in a moment, because you may decide you want to do a spray or you may want to do a roller. So depending on whether you're going to have an oil-based perfume or an alcohol-based. So the top note is about 10 to 30% of the mixture. Heart notes 30 to 50, base notes 20 to 40. And to give you an example of that, you've got in a 10 ml, you've got the sort of the mil there you can use. And we've got some examples of recipes with the actual number of drops, so you don't have to, it's not an exact science, but a little bit more about the whether you're going to use a spray. So for example, here in my little drawer, I've got a 10 ml spray bottle. So you could use that as a perfume, or if you prefer a more oil-based, then you would use a roller. And I'm going to just show you how you would make either of those. Bear with me. So oil-based perfumes, which would be in a roller, these are ideal to apply typically on the skin, on your pulse point. We can use a carrier oil like jojoba, we can use almond, we can use fractionated coconut oil. Essential oils that are diluted in the carrier oil, they help to moisturize the skin. And it's roughly about 20% essential oil and the rest carrier. Now, if you want more of a sprayable perfume, just to spritz as you're going out, then you want to use obviously a spray bottle and then use alcohol, so a plain alcohol there. And then it carries the fragrance longer, and it can be dispersed better. So yeah, you can use either or both. But yeah, you could have your own personal roller as well and a spray. Just to give you an idea, so like perfume as alcohol is common for sprayable perfumes. And what it does, it helps to dilute and lift the fragrance, and it allows the scent to project and last longer. When you're buying an eau de parfum, it's about 20% essential oil and 70% alcohol and 10% distilled water. Whereas we tend to make our sort of roll balls, we tend to do an oil base, don't we, with our carrier oil. So it's entirely up to you how you go about it. Okay, so when you've made your mix, it's really important, and what we learned is it can change over time. So let's say you've made it today and then in 2 months' time you want to smell it again, it may be completely different because it's going to mature. So after blending, give it a test, roll some on your wrist, let it develop, adjust the ratios if you want a certain scent to be stronger, add more top notes if you want it fresher, add more base if you want depth. Let the mixture mature for 1 to 2 days and see how it changes over time. Obviously store it in a dark place, and shake it before you use it. Yeah, and the scent will evolve and mature over time, just like you. Some perfume ideas. So a floral citrus. We want the top notes to be bergamot, lemon, heart notes, lavender, ylang ylang, and base notes, sandalwood and vanilla. That sounds wonderful to me. We've got more of a musky unisex cologne with lime, sandalwood, and clary sage. That sounds lovely. So there's something for everyone. If you want to go down the sort of more masculine fragrance, you want to be looking more at the spices, black peppers, and some of those base notes with some citrus as well to refresh. And I think that is it. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to Emma. I'm sharing screen, aren't I, Emma, for you? Yeah. I'll
Yes,
just
please. Thank you.
lovely. Emma's going to talk about Aromatouch and how special it is.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so Aromatouch. Now, I thought I'd share firstly what's in it. So let's have a little look if we've got a picture. Yay, fantastic. There we go. Brilliant. So just looking at these individual oils first, we have got cypress, peppermint, marjoram, basil, grapefruit, and lavender. Now, we know already quite a bit about peppermint and about lavender, so I thought we'd skip past those ones because we understand cooling sensations, the calming, lovely. However, I thought I'd concentrate on the other four just for tonight. So let's have a little look at cypress. Cypress has got monoterpenes in it. This helps. It benefits oily skin. It can really support muscles and tension, and it can energize the body, which is really lovely part of cypress. We use cypress on its own to support my husband with his muscle tension, but this in a blend, you'll be able to see now why all of them put together is wonderful. For cypress, it would also support muscles, as I said, but also muscle fatigue too. And it's often used in spas for good reason. Then let's have a little look at basil. So basil has got loads of benefits. And if you have the Modern Essentials app, I would advise you have a little look because there's no way I can cover all of them tonight. But just a few of them in the app, it mentions about supporting fatigue, also supporting things like frozen shoulder or our glands, perhaps cramping and spasms, nervous system support and cooling the skin. Also maybe really supportive for some neurodivergent people as well. Have a little look. I promise you it's worth having a look at. Having then the next one I thought we'd look at is grapefruit. So grapefruit is a brilliant oil. It's really helpful for the nervous system and it supports, uplifts mood and can support stress in the body. It's also really helpful for any issues that we might have on the skin. So again, in the app or in the book, have a little look. There's so much more to grapefruit, but I just love the fact that it's been added here to this blend. Marjoram is really supportive for the joints. So any achy parts of the joints or bones, for example, again, for muscles, cramps, and it can also support sprains as well. So when we think about all of these individual oils put together in one blend, you can imagine the support that it can give, especially when you've got the addition of lavender, which has been well known and researched for how it can support, calm the body, help with pain, and then peppermint as well for the cooling sensation and also enhancing the other oils. So let's have a little look at the next slide if we can. Kind of just a simple little bit, you know. So then a few ideas, as I said, so all of these combined, put together. So we've got citrus, we've got herbs, we've got tree, we've got mint, and we've got, is that, yeah, well, it's kind of like basil mint in it, and lavender there. So we've got the florals in there. So it's a really lovely combination, and it's called the massage blend for a reason. So how we could use it would be with carrier oil, our favorite carrier oil. We use it with fractionated coconut. It can be layered with deep blue copaiba as well. Some have apparently added lemongrass when they're layering. So it's Aromatouch, then layering it with deep blue copaiba, and then with lemongrass. I've not tried lemongrass yet, but I have tried the others. So with deep blue and copaiba is really supportive. We can just massage it on its own. We can add that with carrier oil of our choice. We do this on the legs, muscle areas, back, and also I always make sure to add it to the reflex points. Now, in my little group recently, we were chatting about the reflex points for knees and joints and lower back. So that's a really useful one to have a look at in the starter guide. It should be in the map for the foot and that leg area. And also shoulder tension. So Aromatouch is a beautiful one for that, which is probably why they use that in, you know, like with cypress, with spas and things like that. So this one's beautiful for that. And again, like I mentioned, knees. Now, one thing I noticed too is that I'm going to keep an eye on this one for my kids, because apparently for growing pains and things like that, it could be a really useful one to remember. So make a little note of that one, I think. We can add this to lotions as well. So it doesn't have to be for carrier oil, but it can be for lotions. We can put that on our back and it'll absorb nicely there. We could dilute it as well if we're having a difficult time of the month. Then we could actually just apply it, dilute it and apply it to our abdomen area. And this can support us. Epsom salts. For the bath, we can also add it to that too. So we could put carrier oil in the bath. I don't know if I've got that slide, sorry. And we've got carrier oil in the bath. So my suggestion with baths is always dilute it with carrier oil. This is mainly for people with sensitive skin like ourselves. So what I do is I put like a tablespoon, depending, sometimes 2 tablespoons, into a little glass or tub if I'm making it fresh on the day. And then I will add the drops into that and mix it up. And then add the Epsom salts into that, let it soak in, and then put it into the bath. And I may add extra Epsom salts in afterwards. But this is a really handy way because it then dilutes it. So when it's sitting on top of the bath, then it's not just the oil itself. It's going to have the dilution there too. So it's really useful, especially for children if they've got any aches, but also for people with sensitive skin. If we're putting it on the bottom of our feet as well, like if we've gone walking for a long time and we're exhausted and we've come home and our feet are aching, Aromatouch, that one, brilliant. And then for lymphatic drainage and circulation on the body as well, this one's a really useful one. And I think with the grapefruit added to that, that's a really wonderful one. Briefly then, I would say if we've got restless legs or issues like that, we could start small with our dilution and follow the guide in the starter guide. Pick the dilution that suits us personally because everybody's different. But this is a recipe that I found for myself. So I'm actually going to be testing it now that my Aromatouch has arrived. Because I had a small bit left, so I hadn't made it. I'm going to make it. It's got approximately 15 to 20 drops of Aromatouch. Again, check your own dilutions because that might be too much for you. So I would say start less, peel it back, maybe go with 10 and see how you get on and add more after. So it's got 20 drops of Aromatouch, 5 drops frankincense, and 5 drops lemongrass. If we add that to a 30 ml spritzer bottle and top it up with fractionated coconut, because that is a thinner carrier oil. I have tried it with thicker. It's not a good idea. It's kind of a bit too thick. So I think fractionated coconut is ideal. It's a lovely thin one and very gentle. And let's try that on our legs and on our feet and see if that can support us. Emotional benefits briefly then. Emotional benefits if we're feeling a bit stuck or unbalanced or feeling a bit controlling or a bit stressy or tense or really, really strict, then perhaps this is an oil to work with aromatically. So we could diffuse it, we could put it in our hands, rub our hands together to release that aroma, and then cup our hands over our nose and mouth and deeply inhale that and concentrate on how it makes us feel and if it supports us, because it's supposed to promote these positive feelings, perhaps of feeling relaxed and more balanced, open-minded, more flexible and comforted. And if we were to add it to the diffuser, we could add maybe 3 or 4 drops into our diffuser. And if we wanted, we can have it just with frankincense. So maybe 5 Aromatouch, 3 drops frankincense. Or we could maybe jazz it up a little bit and have Aromatouch and then something like a little extra grapefruit. We could have maybe 3 drops of Aromatouch, 3 drops of grapefruit, and maybe 3 drops of lime as well. Give it that little citrus hit, but that would be a quite nice fresh smell in the home. And then to like de-stress, I would just do it on its own with the frankincense. So there's a few ideas. Now you can put it in rollers as well, which is really helpful. And you could, if you want a really calming roller blend, you could have 10 drops of Aromatouch, 10 drops of Balance, if that's a good dilution for you. And that could be quite a calming one. And there are plenty of others. You could also add frankincense or lavender to Aromatouch as well, and it can complement them too. And then lastly, I thought I'd go on the next slide if that's okay. Briefly, just to show the value of Aromatouch, I felt. And if anyone else did want it and they're struggling with these kind of things that I've mentioned, perhaps it's worth them having a try of your oil to see if you've got it, to test it and see if that's any good. But in the UK, on the left, we've got it, it's around £34.50 for the 15 ml. And you can get it in different kits as well. So that's really helpful, handy for friends are wanting to get it or get really good value for money. But we can get it for free. With the little 5 ml bottle, we can get it for free with our 125 PV, which I think is really nice. But just briefly as well, there is a training thing that we can do to do the Aromatouch technique, and maybe we might cover that another time because there's lots in that. But if you've got any questions on it, let us know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma. That is brilliant. It's great to know that there's so much we can do with Aromatouch. And the key points I got from that is it's great for circulation, great for restless legs. So I know a lot of people that can help with. So you've just reminded me to help them as well. That's wonderful. So we're just going to go into a little bit about ways that we can support our hormones. We all have them, no matter what stage of life. We all still have hormones because it's the way our body works and helps us to perform the everyday operations as well as our reproductive hormones. So I just wanted to share 5 ways that we can support our hormones, just because it's Friday night. We just want a nice little sort of whistle-stop tour of something we can do as a self-care routine. So I will just start. There we go. Red screen. Lovely. Okay. Okay. So 5 ways to support hormone balance. There is many ways, and the baseline, so you would call this sort of 0, would be to cut out all toxins in our body and our skin and our home, because that goes without saying. Anything that goes on our skin can mess our hormones up. So we want to be making sure that we are gradually swapping out things that are toxic, whether it's cleaning sprays, things that we scrub with, things that we mop the floor with, things we put on our skin. We want to try and make sure we can do as many DIY or clean products from the doTERRA shop or another clean brand that has nothing in it that can mess with our hormones. Once that's done, then it's just about self-care. So daily use of essential oils, and there's some key essential oils that can really support us. And the top 3, I want to say frankincense as well, so top 4, but clary sage, lavender and geranium. If we can use that on a daily basis. There is a clary calm blend which combines these as well. But if you've got them singly, then using this in a roller ball, so topical application on a daily basis can help the body to balance the hormones, especially estrogen, and also help to calm us as well. So that goes without saying that if we can get these hormone balancing, the particular hormone balance essential oils on our skin every day, it's going to help our cycle by the end of it. And if we don't have a cycle, it's just going to help us and the way our cells work and the way our receptors work as well. Secondly, a balanced anti-inflammatory diet focusing on whole foods, vegetables, healthy fat, minimizing sugar and processed foods. We all know it, but only since I've cut out sugar, as in any refined sugar, I only use like honey or maple syrup now. What a difference. I thought my cycle was better anyway because I was doing all these things. But because I cut out refined sugar, I feel even better. It's like I don't even feel the symptoms anymore. So that's made a huge difference. And also for me, exercise has made a massive difference. So things like if we can try and get some walking in, if we can try and sweat a little bit, that's going to help us to detoxify. But daily stress relieving practices. So what do we do on a daily basis that helps us manage our stress? And you can put something in the chat if you do something on a regular basis, because it's like, well done. Because sometimes we're just trying to deal with life and solve all the problems, sort everyone out. But actually, what are we doing that's helping us in a proactive way to relieve stress? Can we go for a relaxing walk? Can we use our oils? Can we do breath work? Can we set our diffuser up? Can we make sure our bedtime routine's relaxing? Gratitude journals, just taking some time out for ourselves without any noise from the outside, things like that. It's so important because if we're in a state of fight or flight, constant anxiety and stress, then our hormones are going to not thank us for it. We're going to be high in cortisol, and we'll see a little bit more about that in a moment. Obviously, prioritizing sleep is going to match our hormone function, how good a sleep we have. So establishing a bedtime routine with essential oils is only going to help. And using an adaptogenic supplement, and I'll go into one special one that supports energy and manage stress. How can a supplement help you manage stress? I'm going to look at that because the key word there is adaptogenic. So it can support our body, whatever it's going with, and adapt to our needs, which is amazing. So just going to look at, here we go. We've got a lovely hot flush relief roller for those that are going through that time of their life. And it combines clary sage, peppermint with lavender. You can add frankincense to that as well. And that's going to be just lovely to go round the neck, pulse point, when you're experiencing a hot flush. Now, them drops are sort of a ratio of a 10 ml roller bottle. However, if you feel like you want to do extra, then you can go with 15 to 10 drops. So don't feel like you need to stick to that. That's always a low one based on maybe a sensitive skin. So I feel like you can go stronger if you want a bit stronger. And then I just wanted to go in to talk about this adaptogenic supplement, and I'll show you why. It is absolutely amazing. So it supports our adrenal health and cortisol regulation because it's got adaptogens in it like cordyceps and ginseng. It helps the body manage stress. We know the adrenal glands are what produces cortisol, and it's a hormone that plays a major role in our body's stress response, responding to this stress. So when we have elevated or chronic levels, it can disrupt our production of other hormones such as estrogen and progesterone. When cortisol levels are chronically elevated, it can interfere with the body's ability to produce estrogen properly. So by managing our cortisol levels, and Mito2 Max, this supplement here, can help prevent cortisol interfering with estrogen production to help maintain a better hormone balance. So that's just one thing that it can do. There's much more. And I've done a load of research on this very special blend. It's known as the energy and stamina blend, but when you look into it, it's just absolutely, it just blows my mind what it can do for our cognitive function, helping with our stamina, reducing fatigue. And it really does help us to, because it's to do with the mitochondria in the cell, the energy center, it helps it to work much more efficiently. It's just, you can see here some of the things there. It's neuroprotective, cognitive enhancing, antidepressive, the qualities in the L-carnitine extract. We've got coenzyme Q10. We've got lychee fruit extract as well. We have also got, it's not on here, pomegranate extract, and that helps to protect the liver. Cordyceps is the fungi that helps to enhance athletic function, decrease fatigue, and increase libido. And I just looked into, so the PDF, if you download Metapower Mighty 2 Max, it comes up with all the ingredients there. And I just wanted to focus on pomegranate extract because it's also in the phyto estrogen, which doTERRA sell, but it's currently out of stock. So we wanted to be able to support people with an alternative. And rather than an alternative, I use this as well as phytoestrogen. So if I ran out of phytoestrogen, I know this is going to help me, because what it can do is support an estrogen balance, because the pomegranate extract can really help supporting the estrogen balance, improving testosterone levels. We still need testosterone even as a woman, but as a man, it can help them. So the Mighty 2 Max is great for men as well. Antioxidant, so it helps combat oxidative stress that disrupts hormone function. Supports insulin sensitivity. It has a potential impact on cortisol, may help regulate cortisol. And thyroid health. Antioxidants in pomegranate may support thyroid function, crucial for metabolism and energy balance. So amazing ingredient, just one of the ingredients in this wonderful supplement. Let me just see if I've got, yeah. This is just a little bit more about that supplement and what it can do, supporting our adrenals, metabolic health, mental clarity, our energy production. And it's quite interesting, just, I won't dwell too much, but just on section 1, it says, the mitochondria are the powerhouse of our cells and responsible for producing energy. The ingredients in Mighty 2 Max, such as cordyceps and ginseng, help optimize this function, leading to more efficient energy production. When our body has consistent, stable energy, it helps to regulate cortisol, because we know fluctuations can negatively impact our hormones. So if we have a balanced energy, we can maintain that there. We know, I think it's coming home, the fact that if we can regulate our cortisol, it impacts everything, our thyroid, our insulin, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. So if we can support our adrenal function and our energy, we support everything. So a really good one to have. I have 2 of these a day, and I don't need to sleep anymore in the afternoon. So you can have more, but I would start with 1 and move up there. There's no caffeine in it, but you don't need it. You don't need coffee in the afternoon with this. Absolutely wonderful thing. But also, I think not just the energy for me. I don't know if anyone uses this and wants to put in the chat how it's helped them. For me, it's the mental clarity. I feel like I'm sharper, less brain fog. And finally, on this this sort of blend, a lady who went to a menopause expert because she was really struggling, went through all the ingredients of all the herbal extracts that are beneficial for women's health at that time in her life. And when she looked at it, there was everything in the Lifelong Vitality pack, but then the Metapower was the extra that she needed. So it was like, we didn't even cover phytoestrogen. So if you're on Lifelong Vitality and Metapower, then it can really help your hormone function. And finally, we have got a lovely recipe, which I'm trying to make tonight because I promised the kids. It's lemon cookies. A bit of a treat. Where are we? I'll just flick through the slides here. Here we go. doTERRA lemon cream cheese cookies. So if you've got cream cheese or Philadelphia in the fridge, these are pillowy soft and delicious. And I will send the recipe in the groups, and then you just sprinkle them with ice and sugar. So if anyone does classes, doTERRA classes, I think I might make these next time and share them out with lemon oil. So another thing to do with the kids. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording. Thanks all for joining. Just open it up to any comments and just answer those questions.